Hey everybody, Ed Homewood. I hope everyone's doing well today. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a quick look at the Fosi Audio BT20A MAX. It's an upgraded version of the original BT20, which I actually own a couple of. So anyway, do me a favor please, sit back, relax, and we'll get going on this video. So what is a Fosi Audio BT20A MAX? Well, it is a Bluetooth stereo power amplifier, and it has three different pricing structures. There is, with a 32 volt 5 amp power supply, it's $230. With a 48 volt 5 amp standard power supply, it's $250. And with a 48 volt 5 amp GaN FET power supply, it's $270. Now, I'll put specs up here. They rate the power at 180 watts RMS by 2 into 4 ohms, but they really don't give that measurement with a THD number, so I don't know. I think it's legitimately, it's probably in and around that 80 watt range. They claim a 300 watt max. Now, this does use a TI-3255, and it does have the post-filter feedback circuit, which does make a big improvement. As you can see, decent frequency response, THD 0.003%, what power rating? Sometimes it's a little difficult to figure that stuff out. But the key things are, and this is really intended to be kind of a Bluetooth amp, and using Bluetooth, it has a couple of inputs, but it does do SBC, AAC, all the aptX codecs, all the way up to aptX lossless, and LDAC. So not a bad set of specifications. So the BT20A MAX is a really nice evolutionary product. It builds upon the strengths of the original BT28, which was a really well-proven, very, very popular amplifier, and I think one of Fosi's very first products. Now, years ago, long before I started the YouTube channel, I bought a couple of the BT20As to use to power some in-wall speakers we have in the house. When we built the house, almost every room has some in-wall speakers in it. So I had some old Harman Kardon gear that had failed over time, and I needed something small and compact to replace it, but I needed something with really good Bluetooth performance. So I chose the original BT20As to run a pair of speakers in the master bedroom and a pair of speakers in the master bath over the hot tub, and then 2 pairs of speakers in the family room. And they served really well. As a matter of fact, I'm still using one of them. One of them, ultimately, I don't know what happened to it. It shorted out, the power supply went bad, whatever, and I still need to replace it. That's where this is going to go eventually. So anyway, the amps were super reliable. They sounded quite good, and all we were doing was like streaming Spotify background music, you know, and just simple stream from the phone, stream from a PC, whatever it was. And I just thought they performed extraordinarily well, especially considering their cost. And again, the thing that was important to me was really good, solid Bluetooth performance. They have a very persistent knack for holding on to a connection. Well, that was the original BT20A. The BT20A MAX builds on all of that with some genuinely useful upgrades. You know, at the core of the BT20A MAX, it's a TPA3255 Texas Instruments chip, and it uses the post-filter feedback implementation, which helps lower distortion and output impedance while keeping the frequency response more consistent across different speaker loads. And remember, I'm running 2 pair of 8 ohm speakers off of each amplifier, so 4 ohms, and sometimes it gets played pretty loud. Well, in practice, what that means is it translates into very clean, controlled sound that easily outperforms what most people expect from a compact Class D integrated amp, especially one in this price category. Well, like the original BT20A, the BT20A MAX does include separate bass and treble controls, but a really welcome addition is a high-pass filter which rolls off frequencies below 80 hertz. Now, this is really useful for bass management, especially in a small room or a 2.1 setup. It allows a smaller speaker to play cleaner and louder while it hands off all of those lower frequency and bass duties to a subwoofer. Combined with, and it has a dedicated subwoofer output, it makes the BT20A a far more flexible unit than the earlier versions. Also, Fosi has upgraded the interface in a really nice way. It has a motorized volume potentiometer. This allows very precise volume control from the remote control now you have. I like that a lot. Now, it retains the feel of a traditional analog volume control. It's got a nice, decent knob feel considering what it is. And again, with the separate bass and treble controls, an EQ bypass option, again, for the low pass, you know, you've got some real flexibility for fine-tuning the sound and, you know, running the amp kind of in the way you need it to be. When I originally purchased the first generation BT20A, the Bluetooth performance was really important to me. I needed something that was very persistent in keeping its connection. And they did a great job. And now the new BT20A MAX improves on that with a much upgraded Qualcomm chipset. And it supports a wider range of codecs. So we've got aptX HD, aptX Adaptive, aptX Lossless, LDAC, in addition to the basic SBC and AAC codecs. I found the pairing to be really quick. The connection is very stable, and that's important. And the range is really good, because a lot of times in our family room, we'll be in the kitchen with our phone streaming to the Bluetooth, which is literally 35 or 40 feet away in the family room inside a cabinet to boot. And it just worked perfectly. It never dropped out. I never thought I was missing anything. The sound quality was really good. It was great for casual listening, and it worked really well. Now up in the bedroom, you know, I can be laying in bed and run my phone and listen to the speakers. They're up over in the ceiling, and it's really good. One of the things that I think is really fascinating is, you know, with the new, more powerful amplifier circuit that they're using, they added a cooling fan, but you wouldn't know it. They're super quiet, and it improves the thermal performance, so you can drive it hard. In the specs, I don't know if you remember seeing it, this thing is 2 ohm stable. That's pretty amazing for a small amplifier. The power output is substantial for its size, and the unit is comfortable driving almost any speaker you can think of, you know, in a small to medium-sized room. So what I'd like to do now is let's take a look at the front, the back. We're going to open it up and go inside, and then we'll get on with it. Well, here we are looking at the front panel of the BT20A MAX. We've got our power switch. I'll go ahead and push it to power it on. And you'll hear some relays clicking, and it'll come up. Now it's on Bluetooth, so it's flashing, looking for pairing. But you touch that button and it takes you to RCA1, RCA2. Infrared sensor for the supplied remote control. And you'll notice 2 buttons on there for the ZD3 and ZP3. So this will control other devices as well. Bass treble controls, volume control. One of the things I like about it, is the venting on the side is really cool, that copper look. And then this MAX that they've got etched or cut into the top of the unit. It's really, really neat. So let's do this. Let me spin it around and we'll look at the back. Well, here we are looking at the back of the BT20A MAX. We've got our power input, and it'll take anything from 32 volts to 48 volts. And when you go to purchase one of these, you can choose a 32 volt 5 amp, 48 volt 5 amp, and a 48 volt 5 amp GaN FET power supply. That's our bypass for the crossover for the high pass filter, 80 hertz or off. 12 volt trigger, but it's a non-standard size, I think. Nice little binding post, no problem there. Tone bypass, that's kind of interesting. You don't have to use the tone controls. You'll take them out of the circuit, theoretically, give you a little better, purest sound. Mono subwoofer output, and 2 line ins. Really nice. So now, let's open this thing up and look inside. Well, it doesn't happen often, but this thing defeated me. I cannot get inside of it, and I think it's because of the fan housing located right here. I tried taking it apart, but I was unsuccessful. So let's just trust that it's pretty well laid out, like most Fosi products are. Well, as you can see from looking at the unit, it's pretty well screwed together. There's some good, useful features on it and a thoughtful design. You know, sonically, the BT20A MAX performs right in line with many other well-executed TI, TPA, 3255, PFFB based amplifiers, and that's high praise, especially given how competitive that space has become recently. You know, it doesn't feel compromised, it doesn't feel budget. In normal listening and in a small room or near field setup, it can easily serve as the heart of a genuinely enjoyable hi-fi system. Add in the high pass filter with a nice little subwoofer, tone controls, you know, excellent Bluetooth performance. You know, it becomes a really easy amp to live with. For a bedroom, dorm room, office, a compact living space, the BT20A MAX offers a strong mix of sound quality, flexibility, and value, and it's a very serious upgrade over the original BT20A, and I know if you own one of those and you listen to this, you'll hear it right away. So the bottom line on the Fosi BT20A MAX, well, you know, this isn't just an incremental update. It is clearly and audibly better sounding than the original BT20A by a long margin. Where the earlier model was impressive for the money, the MAX version sounds much more refined, more controlled, more confident, all across the frequency range. There's better grip on the bass, cleaner mids, and overall a sense of composure that puts it into a different class than the original BT20A. Well, I can recommend the Fosi BT20A MAX. You know, it's going to depend on your particular application, but sonically it's quite good. The Bluetooth performance was good. I think the goes in and goes out are very good and very valuable and very useful. So anyway, hopefully you found the video useful. Hopefully consider giving me a like and your subscription. I would appreciate that. Maybe you want to ring the bell to get notified the next time I put out a video. You know, if there's any information in this video you think a friend or family member might benefit from, please consider sharing it with them. I would like to take a moment and give thanks to my current channel members and subscribers. Your guys' support is invaluable, and I do appreciate it a great deal. As I mentioned, there will be an affiliate link to this product in the pinned comment and in the video description. There is also a channel membership link in the pinned comment and in the video description if you are so inclined to join the channel. I didn't use any music in this review. I listened to a lot of different stuff, and again, it went in to replace one of the old BT20As that I had. So it was for casual listening, streaming, things like that, and it worked really well and sounded very good. But there is a link to the community post playlist. There's some great music there. If you have a good playlist, send it to me. I'll include it in that playlist. There's some additional affiliate links in the video description. You've heard me talk about that before. Please comment. Let me know. Are you looking for a Bluetooth amp? Are you looking for a nice compact little second system, maybe dorm room, bedroom kind of amplifier? Share your thoughts with me in the comments. I think I've covered all the bases on the Fosi BT20A MAX. I have. I don't think I've omitted anything. Please like, please subscribe, please comment always. You can follow me on Instagram if you wish to. My name is Ed Homewood. This is the Old Guy Hi-Fi channel, and please find some time in your busy day today to sit back, listen to the music you love, and just relax and find a moment just for yourself. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day.